Boom, we're live, like GoHab says, just like old times. We used to do these impromptu Mondays. Yeah, crazy times. Crazy times. So, Scott's at work. I'm not. And I was going to film some quick hitters, but I just did a live show on the board game side. By the way, bonding with board games, if you like board games at all. And I thought, you know what? Let me just go live like the old days. And then here comes GoHab saying just like old times. Yes, it's exactly what I was thinking, GoHab. So let's see. We're going to do a quick hitter. I grabbed two of them off my little shelf back here. Still got quite a bit. I can see beeve, which means one of the samples is from the beaver on one of these, but I can't see what's written on the label. No idea what they are. We'll get to that in a second. I've got Boba Fett on my wall over here. That's the photo you're looking at. My wife got me that collage. It's one of those where it's like five different, it's a painting or a print or a photo or whatever the heck it is, done over five different panels of different sizes. For my birthday, like 2 years ago, she got that for me. And I was like, this is awesome. But those are hard to put up on the wall. You don't just hang one. You've got to measure, and it's sat in a box. We watched The Mandalorian. I'm pointing over here because that's where the TV is that we watch it on. And what, episode 6, season 2, Boba Fett? Oh, my gosh. No spoilers, but oh, my. I thought number 5, episode called The Jedi, season 2 was good. Ahsoka Tano. Oh, and then they topped it. It was a topper. You had a great one, and then it got topped. And I was like, whoo, what? And my wife goes, hey, didn't I get you like a photo print thing a couple years ago? I go, yes, you did. And it's going on the wall. She's like, that's because that's the guy it was. And he's awesome. I go, yeah. I'm fine. I'm getting it out. I know right where it is. I'm measuring it, and it's going on the wall, and it went up last night. Boom. So that's why that is pictured. I am drinking coffee, and I've got what's called cowboy stew going in the slow cooker. Hello. So I'm multitasking like 3 times. The family's going to be thrilled by a nice meal that is slow cooking as we speak. Let's see who's in. So GoHab's opened up with just like old times. Here, brother. Here. I gave him the quintessential boom. Actually, more like boom. A ram or a ram is in. Hey, good to see you. GoHab's when do tryouts begin for Scott's replacement? Now, don't say that. I think Scott is I think a little nervous, rightfully so. He can't fully taste right now. The Rona has got him. Like stole his, it's almost like biblical, but it stole his spirit to taste and smell. What crime did you commit, sir? I mean, think of that. An affliction that just takes your taste and smell, but otherwise leaves you perfectly intact. What? I don't know if I could have written that if it was like a show or something. What? I mean, you're just left with what? Christopher Malloy is in, gentlemen. It's gentleman, unless you're talking to everybody in the comment chat, which I'm sure you are. You're not just directing it solely at me, Christopher. What would I be thinking? Then it is gentlemen. Sorry, just me having some fun. Michael Manganiello. Sorry if I messed that up, Michael, and I like your avatar there as well. What's interesting is there's a board game company called Yellow, and it's from France, and it's just the IELLO. So I didn't know. It was throwing me, and I was thinking, is it Manganiello? I don't know. If you want me to say it right, do it phonetically, and I will say it. I will say it correctly. I'm not trying to make fun. I've got a name called Brunsheen. I'll tell you my basic training when they were shouting my name, but they weren't saying my name story a little bit later, if so desired. Leo Shav is on. You need to send Scott a blind tasting of Connemara. I've been telling him we needed to do that. Gosh, you guys are reading my mind. I told him we need to get that done. And then it would be hilarious if he came on and was like, this is phenomenal. And I'm like, really? And he was like, no, I still can't taste it. It'd be a riot. I was like, come on, man. Come on. We can have some fun. But that might be me having fun at his expense. So that's why he wasn't laughing. I don't know. Christopher Malloy. I'm hoping that he got the alert because he'll get an alert saying there's a live and he's going, what? What the heck? What the heck? Christopher Malloy. Whoa. Who's that? Quite the beard. Yes. Thank you, sir. So again, they've allowed what was no shave November, but it's going to go for, I believe, 3 or 6 months. And I hope it's 6. My wife calls this the professor beard, and I like it. When I went undercover, I grew in the beard to this point, and she goes, can you just stop there? And I said, no, it looks too good. And I let it go crazy, which worked. It had the side effect of which I was married, so it was good. But I remembered, I'm going to tell you the elevator story. I was in a parking garage. Parking garages are kind of scary. I'm 6'6", 250, even to me. Second, third floor, whatever, doors part, and there's a gal waiting to come onto the elevator. Now, again, I'm happily married and everything, but I still recognize beauty. Hello. She starts to get onto the elevator. I thought, wow, there's an attractive woman. And as she's getting on the elevator and sees me, every part of her being and soul says, stop, murder, death, rape. Looking at me. But I still feel like I'm either the cop, detective, army guy, medic, whatever. But as she's about ready to cross the threshold of this scary freight-looking elevator parking garage deal, her whole body like, and she's making that kind of noise, and she's like, I'm waiting on somebody. And she backs back off. Smart move, lady. Although I was not a threat, I appeared to be one. And the doors close. Boom. And I'm sitting there thinking, what was that? Because I still think I'm me, but I wasn't looking like me. I looked scary. And then I realized it, and I thought, wow. As an undercover, you're in a whole world of live sociological experimentation. It's very interesting, especially for someone who's been very clean cut, military, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, boom. The reverse was true. I was walking through an area where a lot of court happens. And a girl, and I'm not making any value judgments, a woman, not a girl, who looked like she, and again, no value judgments, probably owned her own Harley Davidson, leatherish type skin, still attractive, but tough. This woman had lived. This was a woman who had lived. And she just saw me. Now, again, I forgot now that I had craziness going on, and I still felt like me. She saw the craziness, and I'd never had this before, never since. She growled at me and said, I like it. I want some. Let's go hang out. And I was like, little part of me went, ooh, ha. I felt like she was going to throw me on her shoulder and take off. I was like, woo. She was like Conanna, the barbarian woman. And I was like, oh my. Ooh. So it was quite the rabbit trail that Bruno Scott would have never let me go on in regards to just commenting on my facial hair. Let's get back. Those are the rabbit trails that Scott has to deal with, folks. Usually he gets those shut down. Christopher Malloy said, we're going to pop back in time. The other part didn't happen. Whoa. Who's that? Quite the beard. Chris Banks Wildlife. Love his photos of the Lancaster. Hi, Bart. Hope all is getting better. I had the Rona. The whole family here had the Rona. I'm now 110%. I literally feel energized. The first week, very fatigued, felt like I had a flu. I did. Had the corona. Whole family got it. The young lads were running up and down the stairs within 2 days. And I was like, stop. You're making my eardrums hurt. And they were barely moving. It was exhausting. But now I'm much, much, much better. Christine Daisy, happy Monday all. Well, happy Monday to you, Christine. Spirit Bomb. Hey, everybody. Emily Chambers, quick. Hey, y'all. Did I get that right? Yeah. Let me go. Let me get it. Emil? I may have got that wrong. Sorry, Emil, or whatever. Trevor Just. Whoa, run away, run away. Trevor Just was just on the board game side. He's getting a double dip. He was out for a run. Look at you, Trevor. We will be doing some blinds, which I can't see, but I also today went and brought, wow, you can't see it. I almost held it by the cork and dropped it. Rare breed. I had a little bit of this left over from Wild Turkey, and boy, did I really come to enjoy it. This is probably my second favorite bourbon after the Elijah Craig. And I'm talking your regulars. So just Elijah Craig small batch and then rare breed. Really, really like it. But we're going to be doing some blinds after I get through the roll call and my meandering rabbit trails. Let's see. Chris Banks Wildlife. Are you going to be ZZ Top of the malt world? It shouldn't get any longer than this. I've got to keep it trimmed up because I am in full uniform. So it's got to stay pretty clean. And you can't have a chin beard thing or a neck beard. Sorry, not a chin beard, but a neck beard going on. That's not allowed. Christopher Malloy, shocking you had coronavirus and feel like you had the flu. Kind of makes you think. Well, yeah, the first day I actually didn't even think I had corona. I actually thought I picked up a flu because they said there was a flu moving around. The sons had runny noses, and we just thought they had a cold because they weren't running a temperature. And the youngest son has Down syndrome, and he's real good about covering when he sneezes, but not when he coughs. And he coughed in my face. Turns out that'll get you. And then he coughed, I found out later, in my wife's face and my son's face, my older son's face. And we all got the Rona. So when you take a point blank coughing, and my 13-year-old son will tell you his mouth was a little open, that's called good habitat for transfer. I don't know what it's called, but it's called exposure. That's probably what it's called, exposure. Trevor says, you're going to get flagged if you're comparing Rona to being like working out. Tired at first, but then more energy. I can tell you 3 or 4 days in, I went to vacuum because the house needed cleaning. And as I was vacuuming, I started to get massively fatigued, like I was running a 5K, and I had to sit down. And I was like, what is going on? And then I couldn't go out and water these shrubs that I'd planted right before the Rona, and they got a little stressed, but I couldn't even get out there. It was crazy. And then when I finally did water them, I was exhausted. I was like, what is going on here? Luckily I'm back. But as most of you know, Scott, my co-host, is still, after 6 weeks, not gotten his taste or smell back. I lost mine for about 10 days. Makes it hard to review whiskey if you can't smell it or taste it. He could look at it. Wow, golden deep color. Nice hue. Trevor, now I'm in a status meeting, but I don't need status. GCap's in. Cheers, Bart. Whiskey folk. GCap is in. Love the bunny, GCap. Love the bunny. Oh, it jumped on me. Shoot, I moved it and then everybody went. Nurse Dave's Shaving World. All the status I need is that square foot in Scotland and people calling me Lord. There you go. Spencer Mav, what's happening? Well, I'm going to run a quick hitter here in a little bit, but I started telling stories. Christine Day is greeting. That is nice. Sunday evening scotch. Hey there, GCap. Loving the Advent calendar post. Oh, I need to see that, GCap. I do miss the Advent calendar. I need to do some of those. Rare breed is above its class. Good stuff, says Chambers. Yes. Trevor Just. Christopher is a man after my own heart. Christopher says, if Scott needs a coronavirus exorcism, I'm available. He does. He does. Sunday evening scotch, rare breed is wonderful. One of my faves. I'm a big fan of Wild Turkey products. You know, I was just in the neighborhood of a whiskey store I don't usually go into, and there was this gal in there, like an angel, and I came up with the rare breed, and she said, you know, that's really good. And I said, yes, it is. I've bought several. And she goes, you know, they make some other a rye as well. I'm like, yes. I don't know if I've had the rye. I think I did. And she said, it's really good if you like whiskey. And I'm thinking, we're not that famous. She doesn't know the show. I'm like, yeah, I like whiskey. Angel. All right, let's see. My whiskey angel. Michael Hassler. It affects everyone differently, I heard. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Let's see. There's a hi there. Thanks, Trevor. The power of Ardbeg compels you, says Christopher Malloy. Yes. The Silv, too. Hey, Bart, congrats on retirement, I assume. Nope, no retirement. It's No Shave November. They're letting that in. And I think I let it grow during the Rona attack I had, too. So I got a good jump start on it. Looks good. This is probably what I'll stick with, though. It goes well with my long face. So not retired yet. They'll make me shave it again, sadly. Let's see. Got all titles I need. Husband, father, says Trevor. Well, there you go. Jumped on me again. Thanks for not ruining our day with advent calendar horrible videos. Oh, come on now. I like when I go in and like think of what's happened throughout the year with whiskey. And I may do that with some of these samples I've got because I got a lot of them. I like running through kind of a refresh of the year. I know some people don't, but I figure they just won't tune in if I do it. Jojo Jacques from Poland. Love Poland, brother. Can't read the language, but love it. You guys have been in the middle of so many wars, and you guys are doing great. And I love the games coming out of Poland. There's two companies that I love in particular. Phalanx Games is one of them. George Cap, GCap, Scotch Test Dummies. You'll be tagged in the IG Advent post for today. STD coins were used. Thank you. We are working on a design. We're almost out of coins. And I'm working on what I'm calling the 2020 design as well. It's what I want. I'm not sure it's going to happen. It's cheeky, and maybe it involves the bird. That's all I'm saying. We'll see. It's got to get past Scott for approval. He may shoot it down because I'm crazy. Jojo says, wash your hands. Wash hands? That's good. All right, we're going to get to it in a second here. Trevor Justice, the 79th anniversary of Pearl Harbor. Doing anything? No, I'm not. I figured I'd wait for the 80th. All right. Infamy. Just do a year-end recap video. Leave the Advents out of it. I probably won't do that. Big Dog says nothing gets past Scott. Yeah, I probably won't do that. I'll leave. Well, it won't be an Advent. It's going to be a blind. Speaking of that, let's get to what the show is. This one says Beeve on it. I can't see it. I don't know if it'll show up or not because I literally, when I grabbed it, I just picked it and palmed it. Scott loves when I re-emphasize with the fans what a blind quick hitter is. He loves that. So I have no idea what this is, just for Scott. It could be a bourbon or a Scotch or an Indian whiskey or Japanese whiskey. Once I got completely befuddled by an Armagnac, and I couldn't even pronounce it when I read it because I'm a dummy. So let's see. You guys are chatting. Ooh, that's got a peat. That's got an Isla peat nose on it. So I'm happy. Thank you, Beeve. Huh. It almost smells like a Bowmore. But if I've learned anything, my nose is not that good. So I can't tell you if it's a Bowmore or an Ardbeg or anything else. Now, here's the deal of doing this live. Some may hate. I don't know what it is, so I couldn't put it in the title. It just says crazy title with a picture of Boba Fett. So in post, I may go fix it, but maybe not. All right, subtle Ardbeg. I would say actually it feels like an Ardbeg when I'm thinking now. I get some leather notes, but I don't know what it is. I've got coffee. Do some water. Definitely an Isla. I'd say definitely. It could. Who knows? But we're going to give it a try. Luna, what's up? Little unicorn. Oh, Luna Aaron's in. Aaron in. Did I say it right? Aaron? I think it is Luna. Hey, hello, everybody. Hope you're doing okay. Oh, that is good. I got a little bit of Wow, a touch of marshmallow? Didn't expect that. Like that creaminess. It's finishing with like a stick and a campfire on the beach. The finish is smoky wood, maybe with a touch of brine, and it's like it's 5-hour old campfire. Finish is still there with a little bit of that salt water. That's why I love the Smokies. The finish goes on and on. Kind of wandered now. Let's see what the front is again. So I get a strong flash of peat, and then it goes mid palate, almost like a wet clay. Yeah, like a wet clay, and then it goes right back to those ashy 10-hour old finishes of an Isle of Peat. Let's see what this is. We won't linger it here. Okay, that's a good call. Before I do, Michael, based on what I'm saying here, Michael Hassler says he's thinking Lagavulin based on my description. Let's see. Sounds like the next best thing to a burning pirate ship. I know, that's still my favorite alliteration. And I think I got a little self-conscious after I said it's like a pirate ship on fire, and I toned down my alliteration. I think I was almost a little embarrassed, although I stick by pirate ship on fire because it seemed a little grungy and dirty and rough. Let's see. Sounds like Leapfrog. Hi, Bart. Says Luis Sanchez. You're back from 72 straight hours of treating COVID. You're back from 72 hours. Wow, COVID patients. Sure, I'm glad you and Scott are back. Well, thank you, Lewis. Lewis is a doctor. So thank you for doing what you're doing. Let's see. DeShilv, debating more on Aaron 25 years, something peated. Christopher Malloy could be a peated Bunnahabhain. I would agree with that clay in there, that wet clay. Laphroaig Carchis, the 2015, says Michael with the great avatar. Witchmaster, same for me, Luna. Okay, sorry. So let's take a look and we'll see. So what do we got here? The Whiskey Barrel 6-year-old Laphroaig. 58.7%. The Whiskey Barrel. I'm going to tell you, this is from the Beaver, so see if that'll show up on there. I don't think it will. Yeah, there it is. The Whiskey Barrel, 6-year-old Laphroaig. So this is an independent bottler? Yeah, Spirit Bomb. Let's see. Look at that. Leapfrog. I'm sure you didn't mean leapfrog. She meant Laphroaig, or he meant Laphroaig, sorry. I said leapfrog. Let's see. Not doing anything. Okay, there we go. Let's see what your comments are. Mama Mia. Spirit Bomb says I was right. Glad to see you back at the there we go. Trying to stay out of your conversations. Luna, I'm going to Advent calendar. Okay, good. All right. So I've not heard of the Whiskey Barrel. Sounds like maybe an independent bottler. I like to say bottler. A 6-year-old Laphroaig. This is a tasty 6-year-old. And it's at 58.7. It's very smooth. So, What's so interesting is I usually get a little bit of citrus on a Laphroaig. It's still that wet clay in the middle. I call Laphroaig leapfrog. Oh, I'm female, by the way. That's fine. That's good. Sorry. And I think I even saw, okay, I'm not calling you wrong. I just went by Spirit Bomb. Leapfrog is good. I thought maybe it auto-corrected Spirit Bomb. A head full of video, a little bit of video. All right. Leapfrog is good. Well, Leapfrog or Spirit Bomb, not Leapfrog, you nailed it. So that is tasty. Let me sip on that. I've got another blind ready to go. I don't know if that'll show up. I'm looking away. If you saw it, you may know. I don't. I've got another clean glass ready to go. We'll do 2 blinds at the row. Santa, 2 blinds at the row. What am I speaking Old English now? What the heck is that? Santa Cruz, Bart loves his peat. Pardon, Pete Young. Yeah, I do like my Pete Young. A 6-year-old Pete is good. I do have to watch the clock. I've got an alarm set to go at like 3:20. It's when my youngest gets off the bus. Again, Down syndrome, so I have to meet him, get him into the house. He does good, but they won't let him off the bus if an adult doesn't meet him. So that will be the hard break, will be 3:20, but you'll hear the alarm go off. He actually usually gets here around 3:30, so I'm giving myself a little room. Let's see. Christopher Malloy, I just picked up a Highland Park 13 second fill X Sherry Cash Strength Empire State Edition. Wow, that's cool. And what I love is I've been doing whiskey long enough. I get almost all of that shorthand, except I didn't know what the Empire State was. That's got to be New York, right? I don't know. What is the Empire State Edition? Did they make it just for New York State? I think that's the Empire State. Correct me if I'm dumb. Let's see. What did Malloy say? Oh, yeah, that's a good one, is what Santa Cruz is saying. Cool. Yeah, I'm loving the rare breed. So, loving it. You do got to be careful. When you go to pick it up, I tend to want to pick it up by this cool little knob. And I was holding it and I started to feel it go. And that's how you lose a whole bottle. And I was like, whoa. And it was just about ready to let her go. So you got to get low on the neck. Low on the neck. Michael Hassler, I was a school bus driver. I know all about parents having to pick up their kids, or you have to take the kid back to the school. Yeah. Yep. They called me once because my wife was stuck in a meeting and she was supposed to come home and pick the kid up, and I was at work. So I can't just leave work very easily, although I can call my boss, who's very flexible, and say, sure. But they called and said, your wife isn't here and we need to go back to school. And then right about that time, my oldest son's bus, which was literally like 15 minutes behind him, so they'd waited or they got there a little late, he showed up and took care of it. And, the school was not happy. And I felt bad. So, yeah, Leo, don't pull too hard on the, yeah, you're right. You're right. But yeah, literally, this is one of the ones that's in danger of being dropped. And that's probably the one thing I don't like about that design. I wish they moved this rib up just a bit. So that was your natural point of grab. But they don't let me design bottles. So I just comment on them. Let's see. Scotch and Stummy's regional single cask editions from a few years back. Overpaid $165, but I hope it's good. All right. Michael Hassler, it happens. It's not the end of the world. Are we talking about me dropping it? Or you'll have liquid all over the place. Correct. That is correct. So, all right, let's see. We've got one more. Dropping it onto the granite here would not be good, though. I could shatter it, and then I've got nothing. All right, we're going to pour this in, so I haven't seen this. Same rules apply. Wow, that lid was on there tight. And the Beaver's out of Florida, he's been giving me a hard time. Not really a hard time, but he's like, I can't believe you have some of these samples, because he sent some of these, I think some of these were sent in 2016. And I said, yeah, the problem is, whenever the samples come in, I pool them in an area where all I can see are the tops. And then they're always mixed up, and I just pull from them. So you could have something from 2014, 15, or something from 2020. It all depends. And that's what I like. All right. So again, it could be anything. Can't tell by the look. Ooh. That's a Scotch. Almost smells like a sweet lowland, but it could be a Speyside. I get little bits of that grassy malty note and maybe a touch of vanilla. So what are we talking? Ex-bourbon cask. That's where Bruno Scott is really, really good. Huh. All right. Ooh, super flavor on the open, like a powerful flash. I'm going to have to come back. Wow, almost no mid palate. It was so overwhelmed by the opening. Lots of vanillas and creams on the finish. A little bit of my coffee lingering. Hold on a second. Wow, that was a big initial opening. Big burst of flavor. All right, let's see. Yeah, a little bit of dry oak in there. Caro syrup, maybe. Mm-mm. Hey, Bubba. Bubba and the beard. Wow. Yeah, that opening flash. Maybe it's high ABV. Is that what's getting me? Again, a creamy, sweet vanilla finish. I don't know if I could peg this. I'm going to do one more sip. I would say it's a Scotch. And I would say either a Speyside or a Lowland. Speyside's huge, so Lowland not so much. Wow. The opening flash doesn't, usually a Lowland's a little more subtle and soft for me. I've got to know. Again, it's like a burst on the open, a flash of sweet and slight sugary notes. And then I can't get much in the middle until we get to that vanilla cream finish. Huh. Black Adder, Black Sable, vat number 3. Is it Sable? Black 59.7. Usually Black Adder's all peated. I don't know if that one is. I haven't heard of this one. Let me see. What is that word right there? Black. So you can see it's Black Adder and then black. What is that? Sable? S-A-B-L-E? No. I can't tell. Vat number 3, 59.7. I love Black Adder, but this is not peated at all. And if somebody else wants to look that up, what is that? I think this is from the Beaver, looking at the handwriting. Black Snake. You're right. That's a K. Man, I've got some Black Snake. I don't know if I got Black Snake. I think I got Red Snake over there. Well, man, I'm not getting any peat on that at all. Vat 3. Yeah. Yep. Wow. Huh. Black Adder is great. Great. Hold on. That is Black Snake right there. This is vat 4. So that is interesting. Okay. Well, at least vat 4, third venom is what they call it, September 2017. Vat 4, if it has anything to do with vat 3, it has been finished in an Oloroso sherry cask. No chill filtration, no added color. Interesting. So I don't know about vat 3. Excuse me, but boy. Man, a burst up front. And then that creamy finish. That is interesting. Must have been why I held on to this and why it's been drained so much. But again, this is vat 4. So this sample I've got is vat 3. And thank you guys for picking out that is a K. Snake. I thought I was drinking Black Snable. Had a Black Snable going on. Mike Meyer, cheers, Bart. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing 110%. I feel great. I don't know. I think I've got the antibodies in there that are just helping me out. So Claire the Third, did Scott get his taste buds back yet? No. Just talked to him earlier today. 6 weeks, I think. He's got nothing. Or he's got a little bit, but not enough. So I was trying to talk him into coming over here and doing some top fives where we could talk about different things we like. I was talking about maybe we do some funny things where I can make fun of him not being able to taste and kind of do it in our style. And we may still do that. We'll see. 2020 has messed with the dummies' mojo. It's messed with the mojo right down to taking our taste and smell. What? The sheer fact that it does that, it's like, what? Hope we get a new president in Germany. Okay. I don't know who the current president is. So there's some Brunscheens. It's my last name that still live in Berlin. So hope all goes well for you in Germany. Scott said it tastes like whiskey. Yeah. So, man, I'm still trying to. That was good, but let's see. Okay, crosstalk habanero challenge. Yeah, I know he's talking about we could do the one chip challenge right now because he can't taste. I'm like, yeah, then I wouldn't be able to either. We do need to do the habanero challenge. Although that's a good point. We're trying to get, when all this hit, we lost it. We're trying to get our Patreons up to 250. I'd like a 250 or a 225. I can't remember what we said. I think it was 250. And then we'll do a habanero challenge again and have some fun with that. But then we got blown out of the water with both of us losing our tasters and our smellers. And so it's in flux. But if you guys like the show, and we're trying to come up with some more stuff just for Patreon supporters as well. But if you like the show, it's a good time to go over to Patreon, look up Scotch Test Dummies and help us out because we're trying to get that up to like 225, 250, and then we'll do some other special shows. And if we can ever get on the flip side of this corona, hopefully with some vaccines that'll break the whole pandemic, that would be nice. Hey, there's Bourbon Night. Is that left over from No Shave November? Yeah, they brought that in, and then they're going to allow it for, I think they're saying 3 to 6 months. I've always been a fan. I actually like the beard, and I would wear it like this if they allowed. You got to keep her well trimmed, but so far, so good. But yeah, I would be beard all the time guy. But they're saying this is temporary, so 3 to 6 months. I don't know. We'll see. Keep it, yeah. Oh, I'll keep it until they tell me I got to shave it off, and then it'll go off. And then when I retire, it'll come back. Because once I'm retired, it'll look like this all the time. All the time. All right, I've done those 2 blinds. They're good. The Black Adder really, really surprised me. And the fact that I couldn't read Black Snake. And then the Whiskey Barrel, which was that young 6-year Laphroaig at 58.7. 2 spectacular blind samples. Bird Dog. That beard looks more like fur than hair. I don't shed, so it's hair. That's the rule. Yes, I know. I'm still only like 3 weeks in, I think. I think that's a 3-week beard, so I need some more. But they won't let it go over a half inch, so I'm still under restrictions. I can't go like all mountain man crazy. It's going to be about like this, but filled in just a little bit more. All right, anybody, and no spoilers, but I'm loving The Mandalorian Season 2. Hello, Episode 5, The Jedi with Ahsoka Tano. And then Hoop, Boba Fett. I was like, how are they going to, The Mandalorian is pretty tough. They're going to have to show Boba Fett being tougher. Then they did. That's all I'm saying. I won't go in any deeper than that if you haven't seen it. Witchmaster says, looks like an outlaw. But I got on a kind of a white hat. Means I'm no outlaw. Witch. Hello. All right. Let's see. Let's see what else Bart has up his sleeve. Nothing else. I didn't bring in any other ones other than the rare breed to talk about. So, Michael, I'm drinking a lot of bottom shelf blends until maybe tariffs come off next few months. Sure. Scott says he's been drinking bottom shelf because he can't taste them anyway. Now I told him right there's a show. We come on, he lists Johnny Walker, what was it? The White Walker, which he hates. He lists that on there. He should be drinking a lot of that. Mike says, I threw my arms up in victory during that episode. Yes. That is why, for those that missed the open of the show, you can go back and check it later. Like 2 years ago for my birthday, my wife bought me this Boba Fett. It's one of those deals where there's like 5 panels and it's Boba Fett flying backwards and shooting. And it's in those 5 panels that are separate. So you got to hang them, and it takes a while to get them like properly hung. And I loved it, but I never got it up on the wall. I watched that episode and she goes, didn't I get you that as a wall collage photo thing? I'm like, yeah. And I'm getting it. I know right where it is, and it's going on the wall. And that's why I took the picture and put that up as the thumbnail. That was it. Just had to get the Boba Fett up there. I was like, whoo, please spin Boba Fett off in his own episode. Please. He's older. He's all scarred up. He's been to hell and back, and he can still fight. Wow. And he fought with that Tusken Raider crowbar axe claw thing. Whoo. Sorry. Whoops. Whiskey Tribe reviewed. Okay, that's good. Scoresby today. All right, Tribe. The Tribe's huge, like 1 million subscribers. I know it's a little less than that, but it won't be for long. They're awesome. Let's see. And all their magnificent bastards. That's great. We just call our fans dummies. Just like us. McAllen, fine and rare. Scott can finish the crappy whiskeys sleeping on his shelves now. Exactly. I said, man, we got to go buy some. And he goes, you got plenty of crappy whiskeys at your house. I was like, ooh, your sarcasm's not dead. Oh, let's see. Drink Black Bottle. It's ridiculously great at $20. It is, but you want to be able to taste it. Guzzle some Ezra Brooks. I just like saying that name. I don't know about the guzzle. Let's see. Brandon Knight. I've been opening bottles like crazy lately. No better time. Sure. Spirit Bomb is now the time to mention. I have an original 1978 Star Wars cinema poster on my wall. Yes, Spirit Bomb. It is. From the jump. Well, from the get-go, I liked Han Solo. He was my favorite. Then Empire Strikes Back comes out. I'm 10, and I'm like, who is that? That's Boba Fett. I like it. I had the little figure. I kept waiting for him to show up in the mail. They had the debacle with the launcher, and it finally showed up, and I was like, I love this guy. And that was awesome. Dave Filoni and Favreau, I'm just going to say it. They're saving Star Wars. They give little nods, and I'm not saying I agree with everything, but who cares? They don't care. That's the first thing I like. True to Star Wars, their vision, and don't care. Love it. So the way they're going on rabbit trails and they pop in little stuff. Drew Bills, thanks. The beard is strong. Yours is as well, sir. Yours is as well. That looks good. I do like it. We'll see how long it stays. I got this weird like villain mustache, and it gets all, I don't know, 1860s, where it looks like it's trailing down. So if I just wear a goatee, I don't like it, but I like the beard. So Indiana Jones wins. Missed it, but I like Indiana. Let's see. Test dummies. Any brain fog issues lately, Bart? Looks like you forgot that I'm Doc. Well, I haven't forgotten. So, but I always have brain fog issues. And I will be honest with you, the hardest thing is when I meet the folks in person and their name, unlike Drew, is different. And then I'm like, who are you? Oh, it's GCAP. Because I will say GCAP when I'm talking to George in person because it's GCAP. And that's just the way it is. Kind of like in the Army. There's nicknames and last names, and I won't even, or in the police force, I won't even know somebody's first name. My wife will be like, what's his name? And I'll be like, Woody. Oh, is that a nickname because of the Toy Story? Mm-mm. That's his last name. What's his first name? I don't know. I call him Woody. So let's see. What is in, oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Let's see. I kind of like Han Solo. Got it. So, yeah. So Mandalorian's doing great. The word is they're going to spin it off. Dave Filoni created Ahsoka Tano in the Clone Wars, and I got a feeling she's going to get her own sideshow, which would be awesome. And then we'll see wherever else it goes. I've liked the universe so much. It's like now we can travel a little bit. I've always been a fan of Coruscant, if I'm saying it right, the main seat of both the Republic and the Empire. It's a planet completely covered by city. And the lower you go, the seedier it is, or the less socioeconomic you are, because you can't afford the higher areas. And I just love the idea that it's displayed in that fashion. And it's literally the entire planet's covered with city. And I love that. So if they spend any time there, it could be very, very cool. Sorry, I'm not watching all of Drew Bill's How Scots Smell Taste. Any better? Nope. Muddled and distant still. Just talked to him today. So therein lies the problem. So I figured I would come on and ramble for a while and do a couple blind tastings and engage. Christopher Malloy, I need a dark saber. Isn't that awesome as well? Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. How about Katie Sackhoff from Battlestar Galactica, who I had no idea was all over the Clone Wars, the animated. She did all the voice acting for it. And Dave Filoni had brought her in, and now he's bringing her into the live action. Genius. Drew says, ugh, sorry to hear that. Yes. Let's see. Where's the suburbs of Tatooine? I don't know, but I love that they've got Tusken Raiders in there. It's kind of like what they did in season 1 with the Ugnaught. I mean, he became, I have spoken, that whole thing. All right, I'm probably geeking out too much on Star Wars. Bubba and the Beard playing any new board games? Always. And Scott's not here to shut me down. I will tell you, so right off the bat, there's a designer named Reiner Knizia. He was huge, like in 98 plus, 96 plus. Used to be a German banker. Then he got into game design, and they've ported over tons of stuff to the phone. So he's killing it. But he's got new designs coming out, and he's getting hot again. And I've always loved his designs. So Reiner Knizia, great family games. Wonderful designer. So I tend to focus on wargaming, but Knizia, I just love his games. And then I've got a couple reviews I've got to do. One came over from Plastic Soldier Company out of England. I did a space game, and then I've got a Mad Max Road Warrior type racing game called oh my goodness, what is it called? It's Apocalypse something. I've got to get that played. That kills me. I know the name of it. I can't see it. Scott's going to be ripped with 8-pack abs after 6 weeks where he couldn't taste. I think he already does. Scott used to be an avid runner. He would run 5 times a day. I like to call that a running addiction. I called him once, and we were having a conversation. And about 5 minutes into the conversation, I thought, what's he doing? Is he walking the dog? That was what I thought. Walking the dog. Because you could hear a little like maybe a footfall or maybe the catch of him, his breath or something. And I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Running, running. Because if I run, ain't no conversation. It's like a death." Okay. It's just like, I'm talking to myself. Don't quit. Don't quit. He goes, "Yeah." I go, What do you, what? He said, "I'm running on the treadmill." I go, "Running on the treadmill." When I run on the treadmill, it sounds like somebody's falling down. I'm huge, 250. I said, "What speed?" 10. 10? My treadmill's never even been at 10. I'd fall off at 10. What? Maybe at a sprint for 30 seconds. Whoo, 5 minutes. It was crazy. He was ripped. But again, he looked like he was back in college. It was like a small child. I said, "Man, I was your size when I was 12, 13. What are you doing? You're wasting away doing all that running. Gonna blow your knees out. Shoot your eye out. Cheers," says Luna. All right, where are we at? I'm going to wrap soon. I only run if tigers are chasing me. Right. The problem is Scott will be ahead of you, and the tigers would eventually get you, Greg Lewis. Michael Hassler. I don't even want to run when being chased, but I'll make an occasional exception. I want to be Boba Fett, where there's no need to run because I'm just going to whoop your whoop. Yeah. Have you set fire to any more grass lately? No, Chris Banks, but that's how 2020 started. My wife just brought that up. Luckily, it's Bermuda grass, and it all came back. I have a fireman buddy that lives right over there in a different house, and he said, "Dude, I know this looks bad, and it's embarrassing because you lost control of fire." But this is awesome. This is a burn off, and it's going to be great for your Bermuda, and he was right. Now I want to do controlled burns. The uncontrolled burn was scary. That's how 2020 started, and it's been downhill ever since. Downhill ever since. So it is what it is. We roll with it. But oh my goodness, I couldn't believe when it literally 2020 even took away our taste and smell. It was like, "We don't want you to have a show no more." So says 2020. I was like, what? What are you doing? So we'll see. We got to get Scott back. Got to get him back. Michael says, "You don't have to run faster than the tiger." Right. Just faster than your buddy. And when your buddy's Scott, you're in trouble. You better be able to fight. I'm gonna kill the tiger. I'm gonna kill it. And then I'll be like, "Hey, way to run. You're a good runner. Hello. I'm a good fighter." I say that, but my line would probably not continue. Only thing scary enough to run from is marriage, says the Shield 2. Well, I've been caught, sir. I've been caught. And I think I'm better for it. The problem with marriage is you don't always get your way, which is a good thing to learn. Good thing to learn. All right. Let's see. What else we got? Jabba the Hutt on the run. Yeah, I could beat Jabba. I could beat Jabba. All right. We will wrap this in 2 minutes. Anybody got any questions in general? If they're real good, I may let her linger for a full hour show because Scott likes them short. He likes a short show. Whoop, going long. Actually, at 3:20, my alarm's going to go off and I got to go anyway. So show the profile of the beard. Beard. All right, let's see. No other comments. Everybody's just going, "What an idiot. What an idiot this guy is." I did have somebody on the board game side not like my hat. He was anti-cowboy hat, apparently. So I went through, I don't have them over here. I put them away. I went through a litany of the hats I've worn on either the dummy show or the board game show, which includes a Pikachu stocking cap, a red monster, my rainbow hat, which I like to wear on occasion, which was the one that Scott and I were at the Goodwill, and he picked it up. It's like a plastic gardening hat. And he goes, "I bet you wouldn't wear this on the show." And I was like, "I bet you're wrong." DeShilf says, "Favorite 2020 moment." Okay. So my whole team was activated during the let's call it the period of unrest. At one period where I got shot at. That was fun. That was not the highlight, but it reminded me because we were working 12, 14-hour days for 2 weeks straight. I don't know why I did 4 for 2 weeks straight. And it reminded me of the days when I was in the military, because you spend all this time around the same group of people and you get really, really tight. Now, that's stressful when you got a family and you're not a kid anymore, because it means you're not seeing your family on those days. But on the last day, what happens is your stress level's been up, you're exhausted. Sometimes you're even tense still. And one of my guys was telling this hilarious story where he and his wife went to get a couples massage. Okay, totally legit, whatever. And he's getting his massage and he's saying the lady, and so they're both next to each other, but the lady giving him massage keeps pulling his boxer shorts down a little bit to get to the small of his back or something, and he's not wanting that done. But that has no part of the story at all. He was getting to a part of the story that was funny, but he kept calling his boxer shorts undies. Grown man. Yeah, she kept pulling my undies down a little bit. I was like, I almost said something on the very first one. I thought, let him tell his story. And then he hit it a second time. And I'm like, I can't stay off of the undies comment much longer. If he says it a third time, going at him. And sure enough, he said she pulled him down he pulled his undies down again. And I came out. I can't even remember how I said it, but I go, well, you got to quit calling it undies, man. What are you, 6? What are you doing? And my guys just blew up. And a bunch of them were thinking the same thing. And we were laughing so hard because what you're doing is you're letting off all this stress. And one of my guys, he was laughing so hard, he's crying. And when you get to that point, it's like listening to a good comedian or something. It feels so good. And then you're with this tight group of guys that you've been working with, and it's just awesome. And that was, so far, 2020 is not over. That was the crystalline high-end moment right there. So out of diversity comes, I don't know what, greatness, strength, moments, memories. It was awesome. And then my guy that was telling the story, he was like, threw his hands up, said, man, you wrecked my story. And he goes to the bathroom and everybody's like, no, tell the story. So then he comes back and he finally finishes the story. And he was right. The story couldn't quite beat the way I tagged him on the undies comment. But it was awesome. Awesome. Ardbeg 10, Christopher Malloy. All right. I'll stay. 2020 Bart can't stay off his undies. Bart just went at him. Sure. Oh my God. It was funny though. It's that I don't know. It's that it's the release of that stress over such a period of time. You're talking 14 days. And all but one of us there were in the group that were shot at. So you've got that as well. So, I mean, we took bottles, bricks, all kinds of stuff, culminating in gunfire. But yeah, so that was definitely. And then the way my wife even laughs and talks about how the yard looks great ever since I did the uncontrolled burn. All right, we're coming up. My alarm will go off any second now, so I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you, guys. Hopefully Scott's Taster will be back soon. Thanks for tuning in for a very long quick hitter with a bunch of side trails, rabbit trails, and the beards and the talk of the beard. So thank you, all of you. And we will get back into some kind, thanks Spirit, thanks Michael DeShilv. We will get back into some kind of synergy soon. Scott's got to get his taster back, and then we'll get back into some kind of routine. So I keep saying it's kind of like we're in a hiatus, but we'll get back. We'll get back. Thanks, Big Dog. Thanks, Big Dog Luna. Thank you. All right, see you guys later. This alarm is literally going to go off any second. You guys are awesome, and gals are awesome. See? See you guys later. Got to go get the kid.